Alexander the Great is widely known for his military conquests and the numerous cities he named after himself. However, one common question about his empire building is why he never turned westward to conquer Rome. To understand this, we must look at the state of Greece in the 4th century BCE. At that time, Greece was fragmented into multiple city-states and small kingdoms, constantly forming and breaking alliances. To the north was the Kingdom of Macedon, ruled by Philip II. Philip expanded his influence southward, which alarmed the Athenians. In response, Athens formed an alliance to counter his growing power, leading to inevitable conflict. Ultimately, Macedonia emerged victorious, subjugating most of Greece, except for Sparta, which remained independent and resistant. Philip's next objective was to launch a campaign against Persia as retribution for their past invasion of Greece. He began preparations, rallying support from his allies, but before he could set his plans in motion, he was assassinated. His son, Alexander III, later known as Alexander the Great, inherited the throne and shared his father's ambition for expansion. However, heading west to Rome was never a viable option. Firstly, his father had vowed to attack Persia, and honoring this commitment helped maintain unity among the Greek city-states under his rule. Secondly, Rome was still a minor power at the time, controlling only a small territory. Alexander likely had little to no knowledge of Rome's existence, and its significance wasn't enough to justify an expedition. In 334 BCE, Alexander launched his campaign against Persia, achieving remarkable victories. He defeated the Persian king Darius III and claimed vast territories, significantly expanding his empire. He then moved south into Egypt, where he established the city of Alexandria and was declared pharaoh. His conquests continued as he advanced toward the Persian heartland, defeating Darius once again and seizing the Persian capital. Darius attempted to escape, but was ultimately assassinated by his own men. With this, Alexander assumed the title of King of Persia, further solidifying his dominance. With Persia under his control, one might expect that Alexander would return home and turn his attention elsewhere. However, the empire was far from secure. Even after Darius's death, some Persian territories resisted Macedonian rule. Additionally, one of Darius's generals declared himself the new king, creating further unrest. Alexander spent the next 6 years suppressing revolts and stabilizing his vast empire. He had previously mentioned plans to conquer regions like Carthage, indicating that he had greater ambitions beyond Persia. However, there is no evidence that he had any interest in Rome, as Greek interaction with Rome was minimal at that time. Rome only gained attention among the Greeks roughly 50 years after Alexander's death, when it began expanding into southern Italy. After years of military campaigns, Alexander finally returned westward to Babylon. It was there that he met his untimely end, preventing any future conquests. Had he lived longer, perhaps he would have set his sights on new lands. But as history unfolded, Rome remained untouched by his empire.